Hey everybody, welcome back to Over Here We Craft for Money. I'm DJ, and in today's video we are continuing our beginners back to basics series. We've already talked about our cutter machine. We've already talked about our heat pressing machine. Now in this video, we're going to talk about heat transfer vinyl. All the types that are out there, all the types you have to choose from, and what are some bargains that you might be able to take advantage of in the upcoming Prime days that start on July 8th. So right now I'm already logged into Amazon, and we're just going to look around and see what we can see. I'm going to explain what each of them are as I pull them up on the screen. And then I'm also going to pop away and grab a couple of my own so that I can show you what I personally have in stock and what I'll be using as we move forward in this series and creating all of our beautiful projects. So Prime days are coming up July 8th through the 11th. If you are watching this video in 2025, those dates are accurate and true. So some things that I want you to see when you get into vinyl. Now, I mentioned in one of the previous videos in the series about how you will hear a lot of YouTube crafters that are content creators not really raving about the quality of Cricut vinyl. I'll be honest with you, sometimes it works for me, and then sometimes in the projects that I'm trying to do, it doesn't work for me. Sometimes I feel like when I get something from Cricut, I'm just kind of paying for the name, right? But the generic version might just be, a little bit cheaper and be equal, if not sometimes better. But then sometimes I just need to pay for a little bit better of quality. I think as crafters, we all kind of end up finding our faves. So this video is not sponsored by any company. I'm just telling you guys what I use and what I have in my supplies, and then what I found as I did the research that I hope will help you as you get ready to go and buy if that's what you need to do. So the first thing that I do when I come to Amazon and I'm trying to look up material like this is I'll just start by typing what it is. Now, if you notice, if I had kept typing, more stuff would have come. But I don't want to limit what Amazon is going to bring me. So I just typed HTV, and if you don't know, that's the acronym for heat transfer vinyl. That is what type of vinyl you need to be using when you are going to be making a t-shirt or any kind of apparel. It's called HTV. So the first thing that I do is I want to see the top sellers, right? I want to see what is the world out here buying. The Amazon marketplace has billions of transactions a day. And so I want to know what's selling really good. Plus, it's going to give me something a little bit comparable. This first line is showing me what is super popular. So HTV Ront vinyl seems to be super popular. Now, the difference in these are in the square footage of the amount that you're going to get. So I'm going to click on this first one. And this is letting me know that I'm going to get a box from HTV Ront, heat transfer vinyl, in this case white. And it is going to be iron on. You're looking for that too, because it's really not HTV if it doesn't say iron on. And this is going to be 12 by 60 feet of vinyl for me to use. It says it's easy to cut in our cutter machine, easy to weed. And there are over 2,000 transactions, and over 1,000 people bought this particular one in the last month. Now, it also has some other options here for the other colors that this comes in. So it's all going to be HTV Ront, but it's 12 by 60 feet. So it has it in blue. It has it in that shimmery gold. It even has a 42 pack sheet of them. So each sheet is like a 12 by 12. And different colors. They also have it in red. They have it in this looks like a yellow maize kind of a color. I'm thinking I'm back to white, and then there's some silver, okay? And then they show you that they have it in the variety of feet, but that is what you will be getting if you paid the $32 for that one. The next thing over here, it's still HTV Ront, but let's see what's going on with that, because that price is a whole lot different. So this one, only the amount that I'm going to get is different. And as you can see, that so is the price. So it's $14. But now when I go to this amount, look at all the colors that I could get. They have black and white. They've got blue. That blue looks like glitter. That's cream colored vinyl, navy blue. And if you hover over it, it's going to show you that's a dark gray, gold, orange. I'm going to make something with orange soon. I ain't going to lie. Because that color has been popping up in front of me a lot. Neon pink, neon yellow. That's regular orange. Neon green. Neons are making a whole popular comeback. Lake blue, green. So as you can see, in the smaller version of it, that 12 by 15, many more colors for you to choose from. All right. Now, I have to show you Cricut because I would be remiss if I did not, even though it's not my favorite. I still got some over there because if I'm ever in a Michael's or a Hobby Lobby and they got one of these colors on clearance, I'm going to snatch them up. I'm not crazy because who knows? I might be able to put it on something for a girl's trip or something. So they have a Cricut Value iron-on rainbow sampler, 12 by 12, and I'm going to get 20 different colors of Cricut heat transfer vinyl for $18.39. They have a 10 pack that's only 10 sheets and then looks like a 40 pack with even more. So Cricut is another vinyl brand that you can buy. Then you see we've got this 80 bundle value vinyl bundle for $36. And we get an 80 pack, 12 by 10 is the size. Iron on vinyl, 39 colors. And it's going to give you looks like a weeding tool is what you're going to get with that. All the colors to make the variety of shirts. Looks like they're going to give you some holographic vinyl, some glitter vinyl, as well as normal HTV. And that's nice of them to have in the description so that you will know how hot do you need the heat press to be and what type of pressure do you need when you go to press it. So that part is really cool that they put that information on there for you. Then we have a brand. I've never used this, so let me just be clear. And I'm not even sure how I'm supposed to say that. I think the X should be silent, so it's Sino, I guess. Heat transfer vinyl for t-shirts. 12 by 10 is the size. You get a 13 pack of it, and it's 9 assorted colors. So they're probably going to give you more of the black and white, which that's what it looks like that I can see, that they're giving you more of black and white with that. And over here, they're letting you know that the plastic is the iron sides, and then the underside is the cut side. And then they're even saying you can do it with an iron, which is, kind of nice of them because sometimes the vinyl won't stick with an iron. So that's pretty cool. And then they're showing you the different places that you can put their stuff. All right. So that's for $8.88. Now they have a lot of people who have bought it. Look at that. 7,000 folks, and they have a rating of 4.5. So I definitely would tell you, do your research. But sometimes I might buy something that I normally don't buy just so I can check it out and see what it's going to do for me. And would I do that for a paid order? No, I'm not going to do that for a paid order, but I am potentially going to poke around and see what I can find. So now this is a different brand. I've never seen this brand before either. Let's check them out. Polyflex Turbo Glossy Pink. It's still letting us know it's heat transfer vinyl. 448 folks gave a review. Just under $12. Says it's extra durable. Sounds like Polyflex means it's stretched. So this is probably really good for sport type things. But let's see what it tells us about this transfer vinyl. So we can do our design in 265 degrees Fahrenheit. It says projects will work for that. Adheres to textiles, paper, wood, nylon, and more. So wow. So this particular one is telling you that you can put this on all types of things. You don't just have to put it on a shirt. Well, isn't that interesting? Okay, and it's also letting you know it's got good stretch. You only press for 5 seconds. Peel lukewarm. And yeah, I would probably try this for only $12 just to see if it would allow me to press on wood and would it stick. That's interesting. And then they say they have a whole bunch of colors. I've never tried them. So if somebody in the chat does decide to give them a try, come back and let us know how it went. All right, another type of vinyl you want to think about, and even though I don't know this brand either, but I am going to pull it up for the purposes of showing you glitter vinyl. And glitter vinyl is what I make some of my projects with. I do use Caesar, so we are going to look them up in a moment. But it's another type of vinyl that you will find yourself using. So let me come up to the top, because before I did not put a name brand in there. I just wanted to see what it was going to bring me. So I'm going to put in Caesar vinyl, and now I'm going to hit enter. And now it's going to bring me up some Caesar Easy Weed. And I think that one of the things that really made Caesar super popular before, when Cricut was the only game in town, at least the only game I knew about, that's all you could get. But it would sometimes be so difficult to weed. And with Caesar Easy Weed, like, I love it. I could put the weeding tool to the side and just pull it, and it doesn't even give me problems with my hand. So is a brand that I use. It's compatible whether you have the Juliet or the Romeo, which are the Caesar cutting machines, and or if you use Cricut. So Caesar is the brand, but Easy Weed is the type. And as you can see, they've got all different kinds of varieties for you to choose from. Another brand that keeps popping up as we've been looking at this, I think you guys saw that, but let's pop on it and see in case you decide to go this route. Looks like it's called Karji. Karaji maybe, HTV, 75 pack of 12 by 10 vinyl, 57 assorted colors, and it looks like this one is going to even give you some jazzy patterns. So not just some basic primary colors, you're going to get a whole lot of patterns there. And now this one probably doesn't say anything about us being able to press any of this on other items, but like that other one did. But one of the things that this one tells us is that in their washing test, they washed it more than 50 times and it worked. And reverse wash will be better, which means turn it inside out. All right, so we've got a few different vinyls here. Our HTV Ront looks like they have glitter vinyl here. And look at all those beautiful colors. Listen, I love a good glitter vinyl. I absolutely love a good glitter vinyl. And they've got a bunch of different colors for you to choose from here with this. Now, this is one type of vinyl. And I said that I was going to show you all what I have next to me. So I'm just going to grab it. I use one of those cubes. I have like 3 of them. And I keep my heat transfer vinyl over here. And my permanent and removable vinyls are over there. I keep them all separate. So a brand that I have been trying recently was called Vinyl Roost. I got this off of Amazon. Let me go this way so y'all can see. I'm testing it out now because they had the perfect royal blue, and a new sorority season is approaching, and I wanted to just see if I would be able to get the same results that I get when I use like. And one of the vendors from this approached me and gave me these 2 for me to test. So I got the big double roll of white, which is awesome, and I got my color blue. So I'll be testing these, and I'll definitely let you know how that goes. I showed you glitter. I showed you the regular heat transfer. Now, and then the other one is over here, and I got all kinds of shades of that. But since we did show glitter, let me grab the other one. It's my second one. And here's some of my Caesar glitter. I don't know if the light will let you see that it's glitter. So I do a lot of stuff in blue. You guys know, if you're not new to my channel, you already know. But heat transfer vinyl comes in so many different types. Like this one is stars. This one was a pattern. All heat transfer. I told y'all sometimes I buy Cricut. Sometimes I do. This one was everyday iron on. Sometimes I do. Just if it's on sale, I'll add it to my little cart so I already have it. And then I have other colors. I know I do a lot with those colors, but I have other colors too, you know, so that whatever the client comes in, or if I'm making something cute, you know, for my niece or something, I have variety to choose from. So yes, so that's heat transfer vinyl. Another type of vinyl that we're going to be using in our projects coming up, which is what we're going to start with our next part of the series will be. But I want to show you some other things, some other types of vinyl. So puff vinyl is becoming a thing, honey. And y'all know we made the peep shirts for Easter. They were amazing. Now, to be honest with you, right now, where I have been picking up my puff vinyl from has not been Amazon. I get my puff vinyl from Total Ink Solutions with my girl, Miss Patty, here in South Florida. And I have so many fun colors of puff vinyl that we're going to be using in some of these projects. So I told y'all I was for real. I want to do something in orange, and this is a neon orange. I know the light is not giving you the look that it needs, but I went in there with Miss Patty and got bananas, okay? You can't really see it, and I'm sorry about that. I may have to I know you'll see it better when we do the project, but I got it in orange. I got it in neon pink. I found it in a beautiful blue. I got it in green. I even got a rose gold that she had just got in when I was there. Of course, I have white. Of course, I have black. But I'm so excited for these. Like these, I'm in my summer era. I told y'all summertime era. And so we would do that. But I did want to also show you because everybody's not here, even though you can order Total Ink Solutions online, and Miss Patty will take really great care of you. Tell her DJ sent you from over here. We craft for money, honey. But if you don't have time for that and you want to take advantage of Amazon Prime Days that are coming up, depending on when you are watching this video, then I want you to see where there is other puff vinyl. Again, I haven't used this. So I don't know if they are the bestest, but there are quite a few to choose from. So looks like we have under sponsored HTV STD puff vinyl, 16 glow sheets, glow in the dark. So let's open this one up just so you can see the variety because we are going to be doing something with the puff. So this is a 12 by 10-inch puff vinyl, 15 sheets. They're going to give you also 6 glow in the dark, so that will be fun. And they're showing you what the glow in the dark would look like. So you get the dark, but then once it hits the light, it's going to neon out for us. And it looks like you get all of that for $19.99. It's letting us know that it's compatible with any cutter machine that we might be familiar with. That's pretty cool. This one looks like a whole nother company that does it. So, oh, and then we see our HTV Ront has puff vinyl. So you've got quite a bit to be able to take a chance on, but I would say start small. You don't need to go bananas. A multi-pack will probably be enough. We're going to do a simple project of putting an image and maybe a name, right? Maybe I'll make me a birthday girl t-shirt with it, but they're showing us how it is stretchable. It could go on the eye masks. It could go on those personal pouches. So now we've covered puff. We've covered HTV. We've covered standard, regular vinyl of HTV. And then we talked about glitter. When I tell y'all that there are all kinds, like this one here is saying color changing when you put it on. Ours is gonna be a basic puff now. We not doing all that just quite yet. But I have made a South Side puff vinyl sweatshirt, and I have watched that thing a million times, wore it a million times, and baby, she's still puffing. So I do like the puff. It gives it, a different look, especially when you do a monochromatic, like color on color. I really love puff vinyl for that. So those are the types of vinyl that we're going to start. I will go ahead and show, because that was for HTV, but in our projects, we are going to be making some standard like coffee mugs and tumblers. So I also want to be able to show you some permanent vinyl and where you can pick that up when it's time. So obviously you can come to Amazon and you can order it. They have holographic. Oracle is the brand that most of us use. It is a very nice quality. If you go into Michael's or Hobby Lobby, they usually have their own section. You can buy it in the sheet. That's why I like it. It's really easy. When I first started out, I used to use it to make my coffee mugs, my holiday mugs and stuff. it stays on the substrate that you put it on. You do have to hand wash if you want to get longer use. But what you will find is that permanent vinyl is so much less expensive than heat transfer vinyl. Yeah, because it's permanent vinyl, and it is the least expensive out of all of them. They also have removable vinyl, but it's pretty much the same um, cost effect as you will. And I don't have a lot of removable vinyl, but what I will do is go and show you some of mine. So some of the same brands that we saw, obviously we have Cricut. They're giving us 10 rolls for $25 over here. If you ended up getting the Air Explorer 4, here's some of that smart vinyl that they were referring to. Cricut has an even smaller selection, 6 there. HTV Ron has their vinyls listed there. They've even got a bundle for 20 bucks. Look at all of the different colors you would get to play around with if you just wanted to play with it. Now, the one thing I must tell you is that if and when we get to our permanent vinyl projects, you are going to need transfer tape, because you will weed it, but you will have to reverse it and pull it off the paper carrier sheet in order to put it on the item. So I definitely want to make sure that you know about the transfer tape. So I'm going to pop over and grab a couple of my permanent vinyl that I have over there just to show you, and then we'll wrap up this video. So the first thing is, this is my transfer tape. Let me cut this light off. Okay. I don't even think that helped much, y'all. I'm so sorry. Oh, okay. I got to get real up in your face. All right. So this is my transfer tape. It's not the HTV Ront one. It has the grid lines on it, which are really important, because then when you lay it down, it helps you have a more even cut. If you don't have the kind that has it, that's fine. I'm not a fan of Cricut transfer tape. Their strong grip tape is entirely too sticky, and it has torn up my vinyl before, and so I'm just not a fan. I like this because it works on all different types of vinyl, even if I'm doing permanent or removable glitter vinyl or textured vinyl. I don't know the name of it. I've had this for like over a year now. It was a big roll, and I really got a lot of width out of it. I showed you guys foil. This is a sample of the foil. It's kind of got a little shimmery look to it. But it also is permanent vinyl that you cut and you could put on coffee mugs. This one I got from Hobby Lobby. This one is their brand. Hello Hobby. I don't know if you guys can see. Where's the thing at? Put it up there so y'all can see. Hello Hobby is the brand. Oh, upside down. All right. And this is their permanent vinyl. And it lets you know. So it just comes in a whole bunch of colors. This one was 12 by 4 feet long. I'm going to be using this for some bedroom signs for our youth auxiliaries in this upcoming sorority year. I told you guys about glitter. This is permanent glitter vinyl, silver. I also have that in other colors as well. And then y'all, I'm not bougie with my permanent vinyl, because I just want to know. I went into the Dollar Tree, not Dollar Tree no more recently, and they had a basket up front of their permanent vinyl for 25 cents a pack. Honey, don't you know I snatched up about $3 worth of this stuff? I got every color that I already didn't have, because guess what? As I'm making some of these signs, even if I have to seal it with Mod Podge or a Krylon sealer, I think it's going to be all right, because 25 cents versus paying $7 for a roll of vinyl, winning. So again, for some of our projects, if you're not sure and you don't want to spend any big money on Amazon when you're not sure, go to the Dollar Tree and check it out. You always want to test the projects that we're going to make first before you make them and sell them and promote them to your customers, right? You always want to have your testing phase. So why not test that and get your design and your craft and your skills right before you spend and invest in the more expensive materials there. So I think that we covered a lot of good basics for our vinyl. We've talked about heat transfer vinyl, kind of a standard vinyl. We've talked about puff. We've talked about glitter. We've talked about permanent and / removable vinyl. And so the last thing that we need to discuss before we jump into making our first project is the tools outside of these things that you are going to need when you are trying to begin and start your crafting business. So I hope that you will come back and watch that next video on crafting tool basics that you are going to need. I'm going to show you what I have in here, what I have been using, and also where you can go, probably Amazon, right, to go and find the same thing so that you can be ready when we jump in. If you haven't checked out the other videos in this series where we talked about the cutting machines and the heat presses, I hope you'll check those out before you jump into the fourth video in this series, which is the crafting tools that you will need. So until the next video, guys, I hope that you give this video a thumbs up. Please share it with other crafters who are on this crafting journey with us. And make sure you come back and check me out again. Thanks for watching. Bye, everybody. All right, moneymakers. Up next on Sunday will be episode 4. It is the final episode before we start making our projects, and it will be covering all of the crafting tools you will need. See you then.